Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Tom Dark channel. I am your host, Tom Dark, and today I will be doing a little bit of an update video about someone who I discussed recently by the name of Santa Decides. Honestly, I would say you need to watch that video to also watch this one, but I'd be lying. He's just a cringy dork who clout chases people like Pokemon. Really, all you need to know is that he sucks. I would probably describe him as a leech who is rather interesting to witness whenever he comes across your timeline because of how much of a fucking dork he is, but there's nothing really like special. There's no huge backstory. He just sucks and is a massive simp for Pokey. That's all you need to know. Well, recently the stuff with this guy has only gotten more and more popular. Like, you guys really hate Santa Decides, okay? You really hate this guy. And today, I just want to talk about some of that stuff. This video will 100% be a petty drama festival through and through, so grab your popcorn and take your dick out. It's time to make some cheese. So this thread is called Calling Out Santa Decides, and basically is like a bunch of weird allegations about him. I have no idea if any of this is true, and there are no screenshots for it, so don't go around claiming that all of this should be treated as fact, because it shouldn't. But it is an interesting read at the very least, so I am gonna read it. I was in a few group chats with Jake, the admin of the Santa Decides account, and this was all the way back in 2019. At the time, I was 14 years old. I am gonna be honest, I hope this is not going where I think it is. I think I've heard enough about 14-year-olds and YouTubers lately. I really am not interested in where this could go, but at this point I've committed, so you know, we really gotta follow the lead here, don't we? Jake manipulated me and some of my friends into sending him money. Okay, alright, so it's not that bad, okay? It's not what I feared. I mean, it is bad, I guess. I don't really know how you manipulate someone into sending you money over the internet. I assume they're going to explain that, but wow, alright. I mean, I'm not gonna say it out loud, but I think you know where I thought this was going. I think you know that I thought this was going to be a very dark thread, a very disgusting thread full of degeneracy, but alright, okay, we're in the clear, we're all good. False alarm, no weird age gap stuff going on here, just a man allegedly squeezing money out of some high schoolers online. Totally normal, totally run-of-the-mill, nothing to even bat your eyes at, frankly. When I originally called him out, he lied and sent his fans after me. He threatened to off himself if we didn't do what he asked. This was a lot of stress to put on a teenager, and he knew that. He made group chats with mostly minors so he could manipulate people into sending him money. He always played the victim, and to this day still does. Please deplatform him. Really? Please deplatform him? That's really where you want to go? I will be honest here, Tom Darkers, this is where we have a bit of an issue. This idea of deplatforming, right? This is something that a lot of people talk about now. I know the cool and hot and base take online to a lot of people is to be like, hey guys, if you're bad and I don't like you, then you should be deplatformed. They were saying Shane Dawson should be deplatformed a little while ago. They wanted a lot of people to basically just have their channels deleted. But personally, I gotta say, as annoying as Santa Decides is, and even if all of this is true, he should not be deplatformed, plain and simple. He just shouldn't. Like, if he really is doing this, then calling him out should be enough, right? Taking away his ability to make a living online, to speak online, to share his opinion online is not right. Especially given the fact that you have little to no evidence for any of these allegations. Even if you did, I wouldn't say he should be like deplatformed. I wouldn't say his Twitter should be suspended, right? His YouTube channel should be deleted, because that's just too far. Like, what does this guy think? Does he think that Twitter should step in and ban his account, right? Should they be like, hey, Santa Decides, we saw you got into some Twitter drama. We saw that you got $10 from a 14-year-old in 2019, according to this thread. Sorry, man, you gotta go. Burner832018878 said so. We don't make the rules, man. That's just how it is. No, that's fucking stupid and cringe and dumb. That should absolutely not happen under any circumstances here, okay? Bad precedent to set. There are very few examples in which I think we should actually ban people, right? In which we should actually take away their right to speak. And it really should be reserved for the worst of the worst. But I guess my problem with modern internet culture is what people consider to be the worst of the worst is really being walked back over time, right? I mean, this person is calling for this guy to have his platform taken away, right? No longer able to do anything online. And it just doesn't make any sense. Like, why do we need to go that far in this situation? Don't you think that should be reserved for, like, I don't know, predators or something like that? They then include a screenshot showing that they were in a group chat with him and continue with a few other things. Firstly, we have a screenshot where Santa Decides says that he doxed someone. I don't know if this is real. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, I guess. I don't I don't really know what the context behind this is, but that's really not good, Santa Decides. It's not good to publish people's personal information online. That's not cool or based at all. And here he's basically talking about how he posted the docs of some other person, including his name and everything, because they were running like a rival gimmick account. And this person also linked another thread with a bunch of claims about Santa Decides that, I'm gonna be honest, are very, very weird. This feels kind of, I don't know, a bit sussy, okay? One of the claims is that he doesn't handle allegations properly, but they then go on to say that all victims should be believed at first, like no questions asked, like with no proof at all. Believing the victim first is and has always been the correct response. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea with no problems or issues at all. That sounds totally fine. Nothing bad could come from that. I'm not saying you should like shit on people who claim to be victims. I'm not saying you should like bully them or anything. Like, definitely don't do that. But maybe there should be a standard of evidence before you ruin someone's life, right? Maybe there should be a little more to it. They go on to say he needs to apologize for supporting some conservative TV station a while ago. Like, I honestly don't care. Whoever wrote this thread kind of sucks. Going back to the initial thread, they end it by saying, "We're sorting this out in DMs right now, but he is apologizing for everything, and I am sure he will make his own tweets about it later on." If there were some other tweets made about any of this, I cannot find them, but assuming this person is telling the truth and they did talk behind the scenes, I assume they spoke at length about whatever happened and at least some of this thread was true. But to be honest, like, none of this seems that bad. I mean, if he really was threatening to off himself and begging for money in tandem to like kids online, if he really was doing that, especially as an adult, that's weird. That's loser behavior, right? He really sucks for that one, but I don't know if this needs to be necessarily made public in like a call out tweet if this was like 4 or 5 years ago. Actually, I guess it was 2019, so it was like 2 or 3 years ago. So I guess, you know, maybe he should be criticized for it, but I don't know. There's like this whole mentality that everyone's past actions need to be drudged up, and it's like some shit just doesn't really matter, you know? This feels like more of a personal grievance than something the public needs to know about. Like, this is a matter of public safety, right? In reality, this probably was just something that could have been resolved totally in private. I mean, was he asking for like $250 or was it like $10? If I had to guess, it's probably more on the low end. I don't know what exactly happened here. I don't know how this 14-year-old had so much money. I don't know if I even had access to a bank account when I was 14 years old. Never mind like access to like a PayPal to send people money. So I don't really know what's going on there. They did not give a ton of details, but you know what? Hopefully Santa Decides paid them back and made things right. If I had to guess, this is probably the end of any like talk about the Santa Decides Twitter account. I mean, there wasn't like a bunch of it to begin with, but I do find the dumb Twitter beefs kind of personally fascinating and entertaining, so that's honestly why I made that first video. And honestly, he did actually annoy the fuck out of me, and he still does, but honestly, at this point, it's like I just don't really care. I feel like some of the fun is being taken out of this. It should be obvious to you guys that I do not like Santa Decides, right? That was kind of clear, I would imagine. You guys kind of got that impression, but I feel like a big problem with the internet right now is this call-out culture where it's not enough to just find someone cringy or obnoxious or stupid or repulsive or disgusting or annoying, right? None of that is enough. Somehow everyone needs to be like held accountable. When in most cases, there's kind of a nothing burger in terms of this whole call out meme. My hope is that eventually we return to a time online where you can just call someone cringy, you can call them a dork, and that's really enough for people, right? You don't need to prove that they're a terrible person because people, even annoying ones, are not generally bad people, right? I think I'm not under the belief that like most people are malicious, duplicitous, like lying snakes, right? I genuinely don't believe most people are like that. Most people are just kind of annoying, right? Like that's the real way to look at it online. A lot of people are fucking annoying. I remember the bread and butter of internet culture not even that long ago was like poking fun at people, right? And it was simple and it was easy and it made sense. And it was all taken with a grain of salt. But now it feels like everything has gotten so serious. I saw this one tweet the other day of someone accusing me of like having a huge ego and like taking myself too seriously through internet drama. But I think it's kind of the opposite. I recognize most internet drama is meaningless, and in fact, that's part of the appeal to me. It's really mindless popcorn fun. It is an escape for people from their day job, from their like work, their projects they're working on, from their school stuff, when they can just think about some idiots fighting for a while and be disconnected from whatever stresses are going on in the real world. Some people have sports, some people have video games, and some people have freaks flinging their own shit at each other over the internet. And that shit flinging, make no mistake, is a very beautiful thing, which we should absolutely not take for granted under any circumstances, okay? We need that. We live on that. I need it. I live on it. So you guys cherish that shit flinging while you still have it, okay? Someday you may need it or I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Fucking stream sniping.
Alright, at this point, I have nothing else to say, so, before I go, I want to thank all you guys for the support. The last few videos I've been doing have been doing crazy, like 5,000 likes, and I really appreciate it. If you did like the video, then be sure to leave a like. If you didn't like it, then leave a dislike. Drop a comment down below with your thoughts on Santa Decides. You know what, maybe you've got some more expose material on him that I can do another video about, being like, I don't really care. I do not really care, dum-dum. So, yeah, be sure to drop that down in the comment section below, and I will see you all in the next video very, very soon. Bye.